So I definitely have to say, I never thought growing up this day will ever come, where I'd be 6 inches away from someone I feel not every Indian, but every human being ever born and to be born should take inspiration from. That got you interested?
Thank you. First of all, thank you for putting me at ease. I've been as nervous about sitting 6 inches from you as you have been.
So, how many people here are entrepreneurs or want to be entrepreneurs? Entrepreneurs or want to be entrepreneurs? How many want Mr. Tata's investment? I think...
Then you'll need Kunal's money because...
I think you're by far probably the most sought after investor in India. And I think...
You've said before, if I can just turn a little bit to decision making for a second, you've said before that I don't believe in taking right decisions. I take decisions and then I make them right. How did you come to build that philosophy?
I'm sorry, I'm going to upset you, but Facebook or Twitter that made that statement, it was never made by me.
That's not you. Well, that's awkward.
And so it's been a default statement. You come to know of it when people read them back to you. Mm-hmm. And there's no remedial action that you can take with the social media.
True.
And so you live with it. Some people think it's arrogant for you to have stated that, and you don't have a chance to defend yourself by saying you never did. And some people think it's a great thing to say, and you quietly keep quiet. So.
Maybe instead then what I could ask is ways of working. If you can take us back a little bit to that moment when you became chairman, how hard was it for you to create a culture of positive change?
My first few years as chairman was committed and dedicated to changing the culture in the company. I inherited a board, for example, that must have have an average age of 85. We had a few directors who were participating. Several of them had to be helped into the boardroom because they could no longer walk freely. Some of them came and sat down and fell asleep. Others didn't hear too well. But when it came to making changes, they all woke up and ensured that no change took place. So the first 4 or 5 years were spent in trying to figure out how to... No, I don't think I have a question to ask of Murthy. At all. Absolutely none. I don't know about him to me, but... Mr. Murthy?
Well, let me ask a question of Ratan. You stepped into the shoes of probably India's finest industrialist, JRD. The first day when you sat in that chair, metaphorically, it may not be that room, it may not be that chair, but you metaphorically sat in his chair. What were your feelings?
Yeah. You know, the feeling was of great confusion, actually. One was, what should I be? And, again, metaphorically, you always are told that you having to fit yourself in your predecessor's shoes. And these were mighty big shoes to fit. And so I decided to embark on a path of just being myself. And, humorously, I must tell you that I went through, that confusion wasn't only in my mind, because Jay never left the office. And my greatest concern was, how will I operate with Jay beside me or behind me or whatever. He sat on all the boards that he had sat on, but now no longer is chairman. And very often when he walked into the boardroom, he would sit in the chairman's chair. And then 5 minutes later, he'd say, "Oh, I shouldn't have been here." And then you'd play musical chairs in the boardroom. So in many ways, there was, almost public confusion. But if I had any